Hi everybody, this is Dr. Weideman, and this short video will introduce you to our online course, MGF1107, and this is the winter term course. So let's start in My Courses, and let's explore the My Courses course. From the course homepage that you see here, you have several options across the top toolbar. We'll start by clicking on Course Home, which is where you always land when you come into the course. I will post weekly news items, reminders here. Your calendar items will also show up on this page. Let's go ahead and click on Course Content. And on the table of contents here, you'll see a syllabus at the top of the table of contents. And we're also going to go and start in the Begin Here module, which is the most important module to get started in the course. And so in this module, there's an introduction overview of the course, and then it's set up in little sub-modules. And the first one has a syllabus, a weekly schedule, and a syllabus quiz, some materials to help you get started, and so forth. And also your first class discussion is located in this module, the class introduction. You want to make sure that you take a look at this submodule here, which has the syllabus and a link to the syllabus, also the schedule that shows all the assignments in the course, a link to my faculty page, and then also that important course syllabus that you need to submit with a score of 100% in order to gain access to the course materials, which includes the 5 modules shown here. My demo student has already submitted her syllabus quiz with a score of 100%. So in the table of contents, if you'll notice, there's an Ask a Question discussion here where you can post comments to fellow students or to your professor. Also in this area here, there's contact information for the help desk and also for Pearson. And again, I mentioned there's 5 modules. We have 5 topics in the course, and those are organized into unit modules. Each one is set up in the same format. Let's take a look at the first one. This is where we're going to start in the course. We're going to look at historical aspects of mathematics. And first, you'll see a little introduction. You'll see an introduction here and instructions. Again, it's organized in submodules. Here are section notes here. Here's our links to YouTube videos that I created on each section. Here's a listing of your My Math Lab assignments. And then there's also links to worked example videos, which I created in YouTube. And your discussions are located also in here. So your discussion will be located all the way at the bottom of the material in the module, and here's your first unit discussion on the Fibonacci sequence. Going back to the top toolbar, you have a course calendar that lists all the due dates for the assignments that are in my courses, which are the discussion topics, and also the assignments in my math lab. And up here on submission review, you can see that we're not using any drop boxes or so forth in here, and the only quiz that you have in here, but your discussions can also be accessed from up here. And the only quiz in my courses is the syllabus quiz. You can also get to your grades up here. You can also communicate with students in the class, although I do recommend that you use the student tools on the My Courses course homepage right here. You have an option to email me right this way. This is an easiest way, I think, for you to create an email to send to me. And then really important, you want to make sure that you purchase the My Math Lab Access Kit so you can go ahead and register for our course. And if you go to the course homepage, and all the way down on the left-hand side is what we call the Pearson widget, located right here. And this is what you're going to use to register for My Math Lab. When you click on that link the very first time, it'll say, let's get started. And you'll either sign in with a actually, I think you have to agree to their user agreement first, and then you'll either log in with an existing username and password or create one, and then you'll see an option, and if you look in the handout for this section, you'll see where I've shown you the options that you get to either put in your access code that you've already purchased or create a temporary account that's good for 14 days. And then once you get registered, I'm going to suggest that you use the yellow bar here because it will open up the entire course for you instead of just opening up the, let's go back and click it again. Instead of just opening up the homework, which you have access to down here, this will give you the whole course that I created for you, which has all the course materials linked on the left toolbar. And so if we take a look here at the course homepage, you can see the due dates in here. And then also here's the left navigation bar, Here's your units of study, which are set in the same format that the units of study are in my courses course. Here's your assignments tab. And I wanted to point out that on the assignments page, all the assignments are listed. There's the HonorLock sample test. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. That's a required test that you have to submit in order to get access to the proctored final exam. You want to take a look at the homework, and I want to point out in the homework, let me just randomly pull up a homework problem here. You do have question help on your homework. So if you have a homework problem, you go down here to get more help, click on that, and you have several options depending on the problem. This one has quite a few. Help me solve it, view an example, there's an associated video. It'll take you to the section of the textbook where this particular type of problem is explained, and you can send me a question about this particular problem, and you can also print the problem. This question help is not available on the exams, on the tests. And if we go back to the assignments page, I wanted to point out for you that on the unit test, there's a little green flag here. You have to get 60% on each section homework in order to unlock that unit test, and the flag will keep track of which assignments you've not reached that goal on. Also wanted to point out on the units of study, in case you want to try using these, if you go in here and drill down to the section level, like here, the first section we cover is 4.1. There's the video link to that section, and then also there's the ebook if you wanted to go and take a look at that. Also wanted to point out one other thing here on the Pearson page. In case you're ever having trouble with your access, I wanted to point out something really helpful down here. Under Help and Support, click on Get Help and Support, and this diagnostics is something that they might ask you if you contact Pearson, and it gives you information about your registration. So that's where you get that in the event that you ever have trouble with your account or logging in or so forth. You want to make sure you have access to that diagnostic information. So this course does have a proctored final exam, and you're going to use HonorLock in order to get to the final exam, which is given through MyMathLab. But you will use HonorLock in order to get access to it. It's proctored using the HonorLock system. So you want to make sure you take a look at this information about HonorLock. And I also have an HonorLock information module on the table of contents right here. That includes a lot of information, and it also includes a sample video here that shows you what happens when you take an HonorLock test, a third party, a MyMathLab test using HonorLock. So if you haven't done that before, you might want to try to take a look at that short video. It's about 4 minutes. That shows you what's going to happen. There's also a video here on how to do an effective room scan. So it's really important. This is a very short course. It's only 4 weeks, so you need to keep up with those weekly assignments. And in fact, you're going to have due dates several times a week. And I set these up so that on any particular day, when you have assignments due, you don't have any more than, I think, 3 or 4 assignments due at one point. And I've tried to space those out. If you notice, they're not coming on the same days of the week, but they're spaced out based on the number of assignments that you have due. And I've tried to make it pretty even across the 4 weeks of the course. So I look forward to working with you, and it's just really, really important to keep up. I would say plan on spending at least an hour every day and completing at least 1, if not more, assignments each day that we're in the course, okay? So have a great semester, and don't hesitate to reach out to me if you need help with anything.